Today we have a guest that is absolutely one of my favorite people in the industry. I've had the pleasure of working with her for several years now. And she's not only just a consummate professional, but she's just a great person. And great people in our business are sometimes rare to find when they're great professionals. So, welcome, Madelyn Burke.
That is like, you make me cry with that intro, Joe. Thank you.
All from the heart. All from the heart.
I know you wouldn't bullshit. Sorry,
No,
can I say that?
no, we can say a lot of words here, which you know me, so they come out on a regular basis. What do you think your single asset that really made you be who you are and kind of propels you forward? What is that one element?
I mean, I think if it's one, I got to go back to the authenticity. I've never, like you said, I don't try to be somebody else. I'm not trying to be Barbara Walters. I'm not trying to be, Susie Colbert. I'm not trying to be somebody else. I think I know who I am, and I'm trying to just say, let me show up as me, which is easier said than done. Whether you're an on-air personality or just a human, just being authentic to yourself is something that takes some time to learn how to do. But that, and also I have always strived to be somebody who works hard and is not somebody who makes it harder for anybody else to do their job. Because, this is, in the industry that we're in, there's a lot of late nights, a lot of long hours, your nights, weekends, holidays, away from the people that you love. And I don't want to contribute to anybody saying, oh, I hate this job. I want to be somebody that people are like, oh, I get to work with Maddie today. All right, this will be fine. If I have to work a 24-hour shift on this show that we're going to do, at least it'll be with somebody who's pleasant to be around. And I think that is something that, I'm not gonna win the most Emmy awards, and I'm not gonna, who knows where my career will go. But I think that as long as I am, true to who I am, and I, stick to doing the best I can to do the best job I can in the most pleasant way, I think that has helped create consistency at the very least.
Currently, you're a New York sports reporter. You're the host of the Giants postgame show, which is our connection. Mm-hmm. You're also Sports Illustrated. You're also MLB. You're also Bleacher Report. You're also blah, 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 blah. And with all of that said, how are you functioning?
Oh man, well, it's like I'm like a hired gun out here. It's, this is how it works in this industry a lot of the time with freelance, and you kind of get in where you fit in. And mostly what I do now is with the New York Giants. But I think the biggest key is that I just love my job. I love what I do, and so I feel fortunate to have the opportunities I do have, and when more of them come. And in this industry, you get a lot of rejection, you get a lot of no's. I've been fired, I've been, passed over for jobs. So now it gets to the point where sometimes I get like a little debilitatingly like hoarding of like, oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I can do that. Why not? Just throw it on the plate. Because, when it rains and pours and then you got a drought, you don't know how long the drought's gonna last. So you just kind of keep busy and doing the best you can. And that's part of the discipline too of being in the freelance space as well in media and entertainment.
And it's so interesting you're saying freelance, because production people, and I don't care if you're in music, if you're in theater, if you're in television, if you're in film, freelance is always related to frontline production. They never think of, on the other side of that camera, they're also freelancers, as you just said. That's wild.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as there are freelance gigs that that you can count on, right? That you've had a relationship with for years, and even though it's a freelance contract, you're not getting benefits, there's no real, longevity to it, you can count that you will be back there until further notice. And then there are other freelance gigs that are more one-offs, but it works the same way, in all sides of the camera.
Let's talk a little bit about your interaction with the crew. Again, we've worked together, and I've had the great blessing of working with a bunch of people with big names all over the place, and you handle it so effortlessly that you wouldn't know. But the one thing I picked up right from the beginning is you're acutely aware of what all those people that are buzzing all around you, and nobody, if you've never been on the inside of what goes on pre-show, it's not quiet and calm, and talent gets to sit there and rehearse their line. It's none of it. It's insanity, and talent gets minimized until we go on the air, because lighting people are buzzing around you, people are putting mics on you, people are fussing with your hair, people are telling you half a step this way, half a step that way. We're checking your in-ear that you can hear it. First off, how did you learn what all of us do?
Well, I think it started because I started my career in production. When I was in college, I worked for PBS, and I did everything from run camera to Chiron to TD to teleprompter. I've had experience in all these aspects of it. Some of my early jobs in my career, my first job in sports media was actually Monday Night Football. ESPN came to Arizona, and long story short, I worked as a runner and as a PA for the game. And it was great, being on the field, like seeing Devin Hester run back that return, and I was like, oh wow, I want to do this. And then in the post-game press conference, Denny Green loses it, and you want to crown him. I was like, yeah, this, I want to be around this all the time. But, seeing how much it takes to put together a show, right? At home, you're watching TV and you think, okay, this person's just sitting there, someone's pointing a camera at them, and they're going. But not just in the studio. In the studio, you've got people worried about lighting. You got people worried about getting the mics going. You got the cameras going. You got people trucking cameras. They want to change the shot. You got to move a camera here. You got to move a camera there. There's a lot of motion, and that's just in the studio. And then in the control room, that's the real chaotic space. You got the TD yelling at the director. You got somebody timing. We got this many seconds. We got to get that graphic up. I don't have that graphic built. Everyone's yelling at each other constantly. And it's controlled chaos for the duration of the show. And that's why I know too, when we're on a show, for example, and I have a question, I know we're coming out of break, and I'm like, are we coming out to this or to that? And I'll ask it, and I know I'm probably not going to get an answer right away, if at all, because there's so much going on. Okay, we got to time out the show. Okay, we went long on this segment, short on that segment. How much time do we have? There's so many other moving pieces. And I think it's really valuable too, right? I knew that I had wanted to be, in front facing, I wanted to be on air, but I also really kind of embraced, some people will say, oh, well, I guess I'll work in production and get my foot in the door, or this, that. I think there's a lot of value in having that experience, because also understanding the role that everyone is playing around you, it helps. And it also helps you to say, like, when you want to ask for something, hey, if you know what is possible and what is not at a certain moment. And I know what each of these people are doing back there, and so I also know what is kind of unrealistic for me to ask them to do right now, because they all have a very big job going on. There's a lot of other things going on, and like you said, Joe, like I'm not high on the priority list, and when we're trying to get all these other things going, and I know that, I understand that we all have a role to play. It's like, covering football, it's like a team sport. You got the linemen, you got the running backs, you got the tight ends, sometimes you're blocking, sometimes you're catching a pass. There's so many different things going on. Chaos. But it's fun. It's where the adrenaline comes in. Having people that are in the industry, that understand it, and that have worked in those scenarios, and that can help you grow as a professional, but also kind of give you guidance and perspective that people who are outside of it can't really see or can't really understand or comprehend is extremely valuable. I'm in a group chat right now, and it started with just a handful of us at the NFL Combine, and now it's like 27, 28 female NFL team reporters. It is a very big group. I have notification silence, candidly, because of how many people are in it. But we have so many helpful conversations, from salary expectations to, hey, how are you guys handling this? Or what kind of content are you guys doing with these COVID restrictions that we're having? And we help each other kind of navigate things that, especially as females in this industry, are unique challenges. And that's really helpful, because you can have conversations with other people about, hey, you know what, this happened or that happened at work today. But it's such a unique beast and such a unique experience, this industry, that having other people who understand it and who have worked in it, it just is beneficial beyond belief.